Okay, let's move on to the listening part of this integrated writing task. This is the most important part of this task. Actually, it's required that you focus on the listening, not the reading, in your essay. But more of that later. Now, let's listen to the lecture. You can read the tape script as you listen here, but please understand that you won't be able to do that on the real test. As you listen, please pay close attention to the topic, what the lecturer believes about the topic, and the reasons why. Okay, now let's listen to a lecture as you might see it on the TOEFL IBT test. Alright folks, today we're going to talk about some alternative fuels we could use to replace the use of gasoline in vehicles. I'm sure most of you know that ethanol has become well known as a possible replacement for gasoline. Now recently, reports have come out from scientists that criticize the use of ethanol in automobiles. However, when all these criticisms are researched properly, you'll find that they're pretty much false. Now, first off, there really isn't any way that ethanol can cause starvation. It's absolutely true that ethanol requires a lot of corn, so yes, we will have to dedicate more cornfields for ethanol production. One would think that since we already have so many starving people out there in the world, this would be wasting a dwindling food supply. Well, let me let you in on a little secret. There is currently enough food to feed everyone in this world. How can this be possible with so many starving people? It's because the available food never gets to these people. Starvation is caused by unstable governments, war, lack of transport, not because we don't have enough food to feed everyone. So we don't have to worry about ethanol taking food away from starving people. We also don't have to worry about ethanol harming the environment. A couple of years ago, a scientist brought up the fact that corn isn't an environmentally friendly crop. He said that the large-scale corn production needed to produce ethanol would be highly damaging to the Earth's soil. He was partly correct, but today conservation efforts have become so advanced that we found new ways to reduce the soil erosion caused by crops like corn. This soil erosion will be a lot less than what the scientists predicted. Then there's this faulty assumption that the energy needed to produce ethanol will require more gasoline. This is 100% incorrect. Yes, ethanol does require a lot of energy to produce it, but most of this energy will be provided by coal and other natural gases. And unlike gasoline, we have plenty of coal available to use as energy. So, to sum it all up, ethanol is a pretty good alternative for gasoline. Most of the claims against it are false, and the benefits, many. Now that you have listened to the lecture, you need to focus on the connection between the lecture and the reading. Notice that both the listening and the reading are about the same topic, ethanol. You should remember the reading and that the author believed ethanol would not be a good replacement for gasoline. However, also notice that the lecture disagrees with the article. It is opposite of the article. You should remember that the reading had 3 reasons why the author believed ethanol was not a good replacement for gasoline. The lecture, like the reading, has 3 reasons why they think ethanol is a good replacement for gasoline. When listening to the lecture, your job is to find those 3 reasons and write them down in your notes as you listen. As a side note, you can learn how to take effective notes in another video that I will be posting later. Notice how the reasons the speaker gives match the reasons the author of the article gives. They are the same basic topics, they simply disagree with each other. Reason 1 in the reading is opposite of the first reason in the lecture. Reason 2 in the reading is opposite of the second reason in the lecture, and reason 3 in the reading is the opposite of the third reason in the lecture. This is what you want to focus on. What has the lecturer said to disagree with the reading? Again, listen to what I said very carefully. you need to focus on the ways the lecture disagrees with the reading. And the lecture will always disagree with the reading. This is the key to passing the integrated writing section. There's just one more thing you need to listen for. You need to write down at least one example that the lecturer used to support his or her reasons why ethanol is a good replacement for gasoline. Looking at the lecture again, we heard that it won't cause starvation because the lecturer believes that starvation is caused by unstable governments, war, and a lack of transportation, not because we don't have enough food for everyone. Secondly, the lecturer states that while corn used to cause soil erosion, modern technologies have helped to reduce soil erosion, so it'll be much less than what the reading suggests. Thirdly, we won't be using gas to produce ethanol because coal and natural gas can provide a cheaper alternative. Now we have our three reasons from the reading, our three opposing reasons from the lecture, and at least one example for each of those. Okay, that's it for this video about the lecture. In the next video, I will explain how to actually write your essay.